Hey guys, welcome to an all-new episode of HBFIT TV where I am going to show you my go-to everyday non-makeup makeup look. I know we're kind of sick of saying the non-makeup makeup look because we know we are all wearing a little bit of concealer or a little bit of foundation. But it's true, we do kind of want to look like we're not wearing a ton of makeup, but we do want a little something that supports like our skin concerns. So I'm going to give you kind of the lowdown of what I do. By all means, I have no idea if this is right, correct. I'm not using any special techniques, but I'll just go through the motions with you. Okay, so I like to start with using a mix of, this is a primer, and then this is from Dr. Barbara Sturm Glow Drops. So I kind of just put one drop kind of right on the either side of my nose, which is kind of where I tend to get the most oily. And then I put a little bit on my chin and a little bit in my T-zone area. But I love this primer because there's no silicone in it, and I can really feel it change the texture of my skin upon me putting it on. Then I add the glow drops kind of to the upper cheek area, and I kind of just pat it in. And maybe I'll add a little bit right on the top of my nose, right at my Cupid's bow. Okay, so now that that's kind of settled in, I think it's really important to use an SPF every day. So whether I am using a BB cream from my favorite Erborian, which I absolutely love this, which has 20 SPF, or I would use a real quality Etla is like a doctor brand, so it might be hard to find, but I love it. It does not break me out, and it's SPF 46. Today, I am going to mix the two, just because I'm constantly mixing, and normally, I'm not necessarily sure. Like normally I would mix this BB cream with a lighter foundation, but I just feel like my skin is really looking good these days, and I don't need so much coverage. So the Etla SPF is quite sheer. So this is like pretty much my coloring. And as you can see, it's very light. It's very kind of sheer, not a lot of coverage, but just enough to kind of give me, an even glow and kind of get rid of whatever little things I don't want people staring at. So I kind of put that all around my face. I need to add a little bit to my forehead. And when you have SPF on, it's really important not to miss any spots because you don't want to get like a weird sunburn or suntan or anything. And I always try to put a little excess on my eyelids because your eyelids are super sensitive. Okay, so that's really it for my like base coverage. Then what I do is I'm loving this Hourglass. I have two products from Hourglass that I love. The new Veil Fluid, the Veil Retouching Fluid. This is in Honey. And then this is a Foundation Stick in Sand. So I kind of just put the stick at all the places I kind of want to be a little bit lighter. And then I use the Veil Concealer over any spots that I think need just a little bit more coverage. And then I just kind of, I mean, you can use your finger. I kind of just use my finger. You just kind of blend. Okay, so once you've blended everything, see, it's like, you know, it just gives you the look that like your skin kind of like looks really flawless and poreless. But you don't look like you've got a ton of foundation on and that your skin can't breathe. So that's kind of my face. Then you guys have seen me use KKW's concealers. I have to say, I'm a fan. So I think they're really great. I love the texture. I also really love how within whatever color you get, you kind of get 3 different options, and she gives you a cool and a warm. I don't know which one this is, but I kind of just put like a little dabs in areas that I kind of tend to get red. And then I kind of go above the eyebrow because I feel like it gives you nice definition. So that's kind of what I do. And then I love her sponge. I just think it's like the way it's shaped is kind of perfect. And this whole thing, you just dab. You keep dabbing. You don't want to wipe because wiping will take away the concealer. So you just dab. And voila. Okay, so I have done my concealer, which really kind of took away any sort of impurities, any spots, bags, anything like that. Immediately, I always go right to my eyebrows after concealer because I always notice right after concealer how, like, you know, especially in the morning, they like are like stuck together. So I'm liking this eyebrow gel from HOURGLASS. A few other ones that I like though are Mary Kay has a great one. So does Makeup Forever. And I just use Clair. I mean, I don't need the coloring. My eyebrows are dark, so I am good with Clair. People love the Boy Brow from Glossier. And, you know, there's tons of different ones out there. You kind of just need to figure out which one is good for you. I like this little comb because it is longer on one side, which I think really allows me to comb through my hairs. And then I kind of just, you know, stick up the inner corners and then push down the sides. So it looks like it's kind of like that feathered Christy Stryker feathered eyebrow look that she gets. If you don't know Christy Stryker, you should definitely follow her. Her and her sisters are amazing, and she has this feathered brow. She actually did my brows before my wedding. Okay, so we're kind of getting close to the end now. I really like this Kosas dual. It's kind of liquidy. I use this on my cheeks, and I sometimes use this as a highlighter. I have other highlighters that I kind of love a little bit more, but this is my go-to cheek moment. It's like, see how like deliciously liquid that is? I really like that because I don't like to look like things are like powdered or caked on. Like I like to feel like it's really kind of worked into the skin. So I just put this right on the apple of my cheek. And it kind of gives you that dewy color, just a little pop of color without looking like my cheeks have been, you know, blotted with pink. Like, I think this is all that I need, and I think it makes all the difference. Like, I really think blush is the one thing that women should not leave the house without. It just kind of gives us that kind of flush look. Okay, cool. I will use a highlighter actually from BECCA that is a powder. And I like don't necessarily know what I'm doing with it, if I'm doing it correctly, but this is what I do. Just put it right at the top of my cheekbone here. Okay. And then last but not least, I mean, I don't really love to wear mascara, but I feel like when you do your face and you don't have mascara on, something kind of is falling a little flat. I've been loving the mascara from By Terry. I just feel like this wand really separates all of my lashes. So after one coat, you'll see that it's like makes such a difference. So I guess I'm like becoming more and more of a mascara fan. It's always just so hard to get off at night. And then I wake up the next morning and it's always like all over my face. Yeah, but I find that this one is not clumpy and really can reach those hard corners. So that's just after one coat. Obviously, it makes a huge difference. Okay, cool. So that's really it for me. If I feel like sometimes when I do my foundation, I'm going super fast, I end up like having foundation all over my lips. So I take it, I wipe it off with a tissue, and sometimes I just kind of go over my lip liner or my outside of my lip with a lip liner. But today, I don't really think I need to do that. And I'm not really in the mood to wear lipstick. So I'm gonna just kind of maybe put on some chapstick and keep it moving. And then I don't really set anything. Like I don't use a spray or a powder to set my skin. I like my skin to breathe throughout the day. I don't put on a lot of foundation so that I have that flexibility. But again, the primer that I use, I really don't need a lot of powder. So I'm kind of good to go. I hope you guys enjoyed that little tutorial of how I put on my morning makeup, my everyday look, that non-makeup makeup situation. I will link to all the products below, so leave your comments, let me know. I'm always looking for new things, so if you have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. Yeah, okay, thanks.